All right, and we are live. What is going on? My specialist SPC here. And finally, after a 6-month hiatus, I want to officially welcome you guys all back to the one and only Tier Ranking Tuesday. Man, it's been a while since we've done one of these things. So, oh man, I am eternally excited to be here. Like, again, man, it's been forever since I've done one of these. So, we're going to see how this tier ranking goes today. And I do see we got already a couple of comments here. Can't wait for today's live stream by Not JPEG. What's going on, my friend? Yeah, yes, with 2 thumbs up. And yes, I was running very late today. I apologize deeply. So, you guys, I have now officially, after all this time, have finally finished my John Carpenter watch-along series. I'm sorry if I am not looking at you guys. I am trying to get this all situated here in order. But I have now officially watched all of John Carpenter's movies. I found the last movie I literally needed to watch was Elvis, and I found that literally just sitting in a bin at Walmart. So I literally cannot tell you how absolutely excited I was to see that. Let's see here. believe the rest of these are right. And also, sorry guys, the tiers, they're like all in like a completely like different language. So I'm trying to get that figured out here real fast. Very, very unprepared for today's stream. So we're almost there. Please be patient with me. And for somebody who hasn't done this in quite some time, I was extremely unprepared for this. So okay. Okay. I think we're good. Took a while, but you're finally streaming. Yes, I am finally streaming. I needed to take a little bit of a break after I did my Carpenter series. Plus, also, I have said it before here on the channel. I think I did it in a community post here a little couple of days ago or like a week ago now or something. But I was having a lot of troubles with getting my video to actually edit. It seemed like every time I edited the video, it just like would never save, like ever. So I am still working on it. I do want to get an actual like legitimate video out for you guys. So yeah. And they're all messed up again. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go through and do these in order. Like I'll just grab them from where they are, but yeah, as you obviously see, we have some weird language. So we're just going to do these because I'll be totally real with you. I was thinking of like lines from like some of the movies, but I couldn't like think of any at the top of my head. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna go with this. I've got a quick question here to answer. Any thoughts on the Star Wars Celebration 2025 in Japan? I don't have any opinions on it yet because I haven't really seen a lot of what's come out. I have a couple of my good YouTube buddies there, Star Wars Sith, Pop the Bounty Collector. They are there at Celebration. So really, I'm hoping it's going to be a good time. If, you know, money and everything would have worked out, I would have been there myself because, again, diehard Star Wars fan. But saving all my stuff because I want to wait because once the trailers come out, I want to do some more trailer reactions and stuff because I haven't done any in a long time. But so yeah, that's my thoughts on Celebration as of now. But all right, guys, we have, I think it was like 20 or 22 they had on here, movies we are going to be ranking. So obviously we're just going to do S, A, B, C, and D tier just because, again, I couldn't think of like anything from any of Carpenter's movies. So, but again, I am going to just grab these out of here in order of when they released just so it makes sense. So we are kicking things off with 1974's Dark Star. This is a movie that, I will be honest, had I not watched what I officially put in my last place, I would have told you this was the worst John Carpenter movie I had seen. But I'm going to put this in the C tier. I don't think it's an absolutely atrocious movie. I was just really confused and really conflicted when I watched it just because I didn't know if it was supposed to be a sci-fi movie, if it's supposed to be like an unintentional comedy, or like really what this movie was supposed to be. So I will give it credit for having a couple of different unique things in it. I will say I still don't really think, even though it was a student film and it doesn't have like the full budget you would want. I still think it's good enough. Like, it's a movie I could probably like throw in the background and maybe catch a couple of clips of it and have a little bit of fun with it. But it's not going to be the John Carpenter movie I rush back to go and find and see again. But I will give it credit, though. It's basically a blueprint for what eventually would be Alien, because we even have Dan O'Bannon in here playing a character, helping work on it. So that was pretty cool. Also, it is very impressive to the point that, Carpenter actually got some backing from a studio to actually make this movie instead of it just being a student film. So I do have to give it credit where credit is due. Just again, it's not going to be the one I pull off the shelf very often, if honestly ever. But so next up is going to be Assault on Precinct 13 from 1976. And I'll be honest, man, this movie was so badass. It was so much fun, but a little too realistic for me at times. And it's just some of the characters, like, I always feel like I'm picking on the poor woman. I feel like she has like the Sherry Moon zombie effect for me, but I don't think Nancy Loomis really does a very good performance, and I really don't think that the other gal who's in the film does a very good performance. But I will stick this in the B section. I definitely would watch this again. Like, I absolutely love the action. I love the Night of the Living Dead vibes and everything you get from this. I do think that the relationship between the prisoners as well as the sheriff, the cop, whatever he is in here, I think them working together to take out this big rogue group, I think is actually pretty well done. But again, it's just at times it's a little too realistic, especially the scene where the little girl gets shot. Like, that was a hard watch for me, but definitely it's going to be a Carpenter movie I will watch again sometime. But yeah. Just so you guys know, like, I'm not going to put these in like the order as I rank them. Like, I'm not going to put them like, oh, I would put this above this or this below that. I want to save that for the actual video. I just wanted to give you guys an actual tier ranking for this. And of course, guys, up next, none other than 1978's classic movie, of course, is going to be Halloween. And for any of you guys who know me, you already know it is S tier. This, for many years, was my favorite horror movie of all time. Absolutely one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. It's a yearly watch for me. Even sometimes I'll just turn it on just to turn it on. I mean, there's literally nothing else I can say about John Carpenter's Halloween that hasn't been said already. But once again, just it's a very minute nitpick. But it would be, again, Nancy Loomis. So, like, again, that's really all I got for you there. Not JPEG, have to agree with the C ranking. I'm assuming you meant Dark Star. Also in agreement with B as well. Thank you. Good to know. Yeah, Ledger Forever here. What's up, dude? Glad to be back in one of these streams. Congrats on the baby and hope you're doing well. Thank you, good sir. And not JPEG, S, it's for so freaking awesome. Yes. 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 I also realized, too, the way I have this, you guys can't even, like, see the rest of the movies. So, I don't want to do that. I think we'll do that. We'll do that for this one, just for today. You know, that's a little weird being off to the side, but All right, and a movie that actually came out the exact same year as Halloween. We have got none other than 1978's Someone's Watching Me. Now, this is one of the first made for TV movies by John Carpenter. And I'll be honest, I was actually pretty damn impressed with this one. So I'm going to put this also in the B tier. So this is a movie that in some weird ways is kind of similar to When a Stranger Calls, where unfortunately, When a Stranger Calls peaks in the first 10 minutes and then just like decreases heavily in like the following like hour and a half you watch the movie. This one stays pretty consistent with like the creep factor in it. Like, I actually really liked the slow reveal of our stalker in this movie. I think the times when she needs to be frightened, she's kind of a little weak. I don't entirely believe her performance. You also get, oh my God, why can't I think of what her name is now? Adrienne Barbeau. She's in here. She is a gay character. She willingly goes out and admits, that she likes women or whatever. So she has nothing to worry about, this girl in here. It's just, again, it's a made for TV movie, so it doesn't like reach the like levels that you would see of any of these other John Carpenter movies, but it's definitely one I would say I would definitely check out if I were you guys. It's not anything to like rave about, but it's actually it's a pretty solid little thriller to watch for like 90 minutes. It's totally worth the watch. Ledger, have you ever thought about doing one of these for Wes Craven? So Wes Craven is another one of those horror directors where I've only watched a handful of his movies. I've only watched his 4 Scream movies, his 2 Nightmare on Elm Streets, and I'm pretty sure it was back in October when I watched it. It was the original I was about to say When a Stranger Calls. The Hills Have Eyes. I haven't seen a lot of his stuff. I'm really thinking in throwing out different directors of like, because I would like to do another series like this again at some point. But I don't know. At some point, yes, I would like to. I'd even like to do like maybe like a horror directors tier list as well, but I don't know. There's a lot of different things I want to do still. I mean, I'm just trying to knock out as much content as I can before my little one arrives. So, but I would say someday there might be a Wes Craven ranking on this channel. Just Googled it, and it has a solid cast. Before I forget, there were 3, now 2 watching this live stream, but the likes can go up. That's for sure, man. That's for sure. All right. 1979's Elvis. This one is a little tricky for me of where I want to put this, because I think as an actual overall movie, I actually thought it was an interesting little biopic about Elvis Presley, I am going to get so much hate when I say this, but I'm just at the point in my life I really just don't care anymore. I personally think Elvis Presley is one of like the most overrated icons in like the history of ever. I don't think his music's all that great. I think like the story of telling him how he got from just being this, I have no idea what that was, of this kid growing up to becoming this icon. Like, as an overall story, it was good, but it's a movie that just does not scream John Carpenter. He wasn't involved in the writing. He didn't do anything for a score. He didn't do anything there's like no signature Carpenter shot. So I am probably going to have to put this down in the C tier. Again, overall movie, it's really good. Not really good. It's just good. My biggest problem with this, man, this movie is almost 3 hours long, and there's just so much time where it just drags. Like, the biggest praises of this movie are Kurt Russell as Elvis Presley. I actually thought his performance was pretty damn good. And Ronnie McDowell, who actually does the singing for Elvis. Those were the highlights of the movie. Otherwise, probably not going to be a movie I go back to very often. I mean, if I had the right people with me, I could probably sit down and watch it, but I don't know. Better or worse than the film with Austin Butler? I have not seen it because I have absolutely no interest in the movie. But one day we'll see. I don't know. All right, you guys, we are now here in what is considered to be the golden era of John Carpenter. We are here in the 1980s. And man, we are kicking things off with none other than The Fog. And The Fog, for me, from any Carpenter ranking I have seen, this one is like in like some of the weirdest spots. But man, for me, this is easily an A-tier Carpenter movie. I absolutely love the story of this movie. Just the small little town, and this fog comes, and it is from these ghost pirates, and they're coming to get kill the six. Probably one of the biggest and most all-star casts of any Carpenter movie. You got Jamie Lee Curtis, Tom Atkins, you have Adrienne Barbeau, you have Nancy Loomis in here again. You also have somebody in here like Janet Leigh. Like, this literally is like the third horror movie I've seen Janet Leigh in, and I was pretty impressed. Arguably, I'm going to be honest with you, when it comes to like classic like 80s Carpenter, The Fog might honestly be tied for like my favorite score that Carpenter has ever done. Like, I will willingly say I am a huge fan of all three of his newest Halloween films that he has scored. But man, like The Fog, I don't know what it is. Like, it ranges from just classic Carpenter, but kind of feels like, old school Universal Monsters kind of score. You could put like, just play in like a random haunted house. It's just really cool. I'm kind of mixed on like the slasher element. I think it's cool. You do get some kills and stuff in here. But at the same time, I don't know. I just kind of wish this was more of like a true ghost story. And really, my only other honest criticism for this movie is I actually really wish this was like another like 20 minutes longer. Like, I feel like you could have had a whole nother really cool section in this movie to actually, show like another person getting killed in a unique way. But man, I don't care what anybody says. I love The Fog. Like, I just discovered this movie maybe a couple of years ago, but man, for the first time I watched it, I will be honest, fell in love with it the first time I watched it. Absolutely. A for at least it's more watchable than the 2005 remake. I have the unpopular opinion. It's not that bad. The Fog from 2005 is not that bad. The worst parts about it are the CGI and the main gal we're stuck with in that movie. Like, she is atrocious. Atrocious. I hate her. Those are the worst parts of that movie for me, but I still think it's pretty good. Oh man, here we are. The first of our Snake Plissken movies, Escape from New York. And much like The Fog, man, this goes straight up into the A tier. This movie was so damn fun to watch. Because I remember the first time I watched this, I just clicked on it on a whim until I saw the name John Carpenter pop up for the score. I was like, oh, okay. And then when I even saw directed by John Carpenter, I was 10 times more invested in the movie. And back then, I thought it was just okay. I didn't think a lot of things worked. But, man, going back and rewatching this and having some guests on here and talking about these movies and having everybody in the chat who was watching it with me, like, it made the movie so much more fun. I mean, Kurt Russell as Snake Plissken, probably one of, if not the best character he's ever created. The action is great. The other side characters are great. Another great cast in here. You know, you got Donald Pleasance, Adrienne Barbeau in here once again. You have Tom Atkins in here again as well. I mean, you even have Isaac Hayes, the guy who plays Chef from South Park, in here playing the bad guy. Like, that is so cool. Also, like, you're in this weird, like, post-apocalyptic type of world. I mean, it was, and the score, I mean, my God, that iconic score from John Carpenter in this movie, so damn good. Not JPEG, absolutely right. Introduction of a cult classic icon. Obviously, in the discussions of being literally like one of the most iconic action heroes of all time. My criticism is that some things don't hold up. Like, you got the effect of Plissken going into New York in that plane, drone, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't look the greatest. It's not, doesn't take me away from the movie. I kind of wish we had some more side characters. I also kind of wish there was a little bit more action. I think with what we get, it's still serviceable. It's just, for me, I just kind of wish there was like a little bit more in there for me as well. But just still, overall, man, this is a fantastic action movie. I mean, this is easily one I want to own at some point. So, yeah, Escape from New York, I definitely enjoyed it a lot more upon a rewatch. Here we go. 1982's The Thing. A movie that upon release, and this is still just so weird to hear and say, but like a movie that actually like bombed and completely flopped on release. Like it still baffles me of saying those words, like The Thing actually bombed at the box office, but over time, it has become a huge success, a cult classic horror movie. For a lot of people, claim it is the best John Carpenter movie ever been created. And I will say, it is a perfect horror movie. And yes, it is obviously going to go into the S tier. I'll be honest, when I first watched it, it was like a solid 4 stars. Like, I didn't really like a lot of the characters when I watched it. I was really confused a lot of the time. But, man, just over the years, I see why everybody loves this movie, why people praise it to being one of, if honestly not their favorite horror movies. Obviously, if you guys are familiar with the YouTuber Cody Leach, this obviously is his favorite horror movie of all time. Arguably, even to just the best science fiction horror movie of all time. I mean, you put it in the likes and talking about Alien or Invasion of the Body Snatchers or something like that. But, I mean, much like Halloween, what else can you say about The Thing that hasn't been said? Awesome characters, creepy setting, creepy score, amazing practical and animatronics as well. And S for superly entertaining, absolutely. And superior than the 2011 prequel. Another underrated movie, man. That's a 3.5-star movie for me. I absolutely enjoy the hell out of that prequel. Just again, they use practical effects to the CGI in there. It'd be a top-tier movie for me. Now we're getting to a telling of a classic Stephen King novel, that of course being Christine. And yet another one that's got to go into that A-tier discussion. This movie's so damn good, man. Like, literally my only couple of problems is I think it's hard to believe that Arnie Cunningham and this jock guy are actually friends. I have a hard time buying that. That's just me. And I really just don't think that the girl, the love interest in this movie, is very believable or even very good, personally, to me. But, man, anything that is done with this car in this movie is phenomenal. Obviously, of course, the show me scene, the resurrection of Christine. Probably one of the best shots that Carpenter has ever done. One of the most iconic things Carpenter has ever done in any of his movies. Another phenomenal score in this as well. And I just love the story of Arnie Cunningham. Seeing this just nerdy guy going through his life and just slowly progressing and going into madness over this car and becoming possessed. And I'm still going to say this, and I stand by this opinion. If you guys hated Halloween Ends, go watch Christine and then go back and rewatch Halloween Ends. I feel like it's going to help you watch that movie in a different light. But I also would still understand if you still don't like the movie. Of course, it's a third chapter of a trilogy. It doesn't work, but... And it's insane, too, that Carpenter literally only did this just because he needed a paycheck. And it, to me, is easily, like, top 3 Carpenter movies of all time. Like, I do. I absolutely love this freaking movie, man. Now we get to his romantic sci-fi movie known as Starman. And Starman, for me, it was an okay movie. So this is one I would also put down into the C tier. It was a good story. I really liked what they did with Karen Allen. I actually believed her for the most part, like her grieving. I just think it's really weird how she just falls in love though with this alien like that. Like that to me is just it's weird, it's insane. I just don't think it works very well personally to me. But Jeff Bridges' character and his performance to me is just it was too weird. Like I really didn't overly enjoy him. I just have a problem with these two falling in love so fast. Like, you literally watch this alien thing go from a baby and grow to a man and literally looks like your deceased husband. But within the matter of like a day and a half, 2 days, you're in love. You're in a you're in a train car, you're making love, all of a sudden you find out you're pregnant, you're not supposed to get pregnant. And you're gonna have my baby now. Like that whole part was weird for me. But you do get some pretty good, pretty funny moments, like when he actually starts driving for himself, and he tells her like, "Oh, I just watched you. Green means go, red means stop, yellow means go faster." That scene was pretty damn funny, I will admit. But it's just watching this journey they go on. It's an enjoyable enough little like road trip movie, but that's really about as far as it goes for me, if I'm being totally honest with you. I can't remember which one of these goes first. I'm pretty sure the order of this. I think this rest of this is right, but next up is Big Trouble in Little China, and this one's easily going into the A tier as well, man. I have watched this movie like 2 or 3 times since I watched it, and my God, it just gets better and better with every single watch. It is so damn entertaining. I'll be honest, this might be my favorite performance by Kurt Russell in any of these movies. Like, he's the tough guy who thinks he's the main lead, but really he's the sidekick. You got Justin Wong, I believe that's his name. You have him who's more of like the actual like karate type fighter, and he's kicking everybody's ass, and Kurt Russell's just shooting up in the sky and shooting on this rock, and it bounces and hits his head. Like, he just got just some of the most hilarious moments in this entire movie. I love this over-the-top action we get in here. It's an entertaining movie. Even to another absolutely great score from John Carpenter. Like, it has, like, classic just 80s action type of vibes to it, but you also kind of have some like weird, like almost Chinese mysticism in it as well. I mean, my only like big problem that, well, I guess my two big problems that really hold the score back still is I really don't like how easy they kill Lopan. Like he's built up through this movie to be this like overwhelming like villain, and he just throws a knife at, oh, I can't remember what Kurt Russell's character's name is in here. Jack Burton. He just throws this knife at Jack, and it literally looks like somebody's literally like tossed Jack the knife, and he just picks it up, throws it at Lopan's head, and that's the end of Lopan. No, no. Like that bothers me. Like a guy who's just built up to be this huge villain and he's killed like that. I'm sorry, no. And I also don't like, I can't think of what her name is at the top of my head either, but the gal from Sex and the City. I don't think she is very good in this at all. Her acting is god awful in my personal opinion, but this I would say is probably the most fun and probably overall the most entertaining John Carpenter movie I watched. And man, just I'm not gonna lie, just talking about this movie again, I want to go and rewatch it. Like Kim Cattrall, thank you, not JPEG. I don't know why I was completely spacing out her name, but this movie I think has like such a high potential of possibly getting over Christine and being in like my top 3. But man, the most entertaining John Carpenter movie. Now, JPEG, got to say it. A for Arnie Cunningham's character change and demise. There was a 1980 Starman TV series that only lasted for 1 season. Interesting. I did not know that. Looked like a fun, underrated movie. Very, very fun movie. Absolutely loved it. Now we get to Prince of Darkness. I gotta be honest, man. This one was like the hardest one for me to really pick and decide where I want it. Because I think it has a lot of awesome elements. Like you get the awesome practical effects from John Carpenter, like the scene where the guy is full of bugs and he just kind of starts ripping apart. Like that whole sequence is cool. You get vibes from a lot of other classic Carpenter movies, like when everybody's possessed and they're walking around the halls. They're almost like Michael Myers, so you get some Halloween vibes in here. You get this weird sludge green goo stuff that takes people over as well, so almost kind of like The Thing in a weird way. And the second chapter, apparently, of this official, unofficial Apocalypse trilogy, I don't know. And I really like the dynamic and the interactions between Victor Wong and Donald Pleasance in this movie. Because, man, I am not going to lie. Like, Donald Pleasance is literally just playing Dr. Loomis in this movie because he's talking about evil and stopping it. But it's just Dr. Loomis in a priest outfit. But I gotta be honest, there was a lot of comedy in this movie, and it bothered the hell out of me. Like, I'm pretty sure it's Justin Wong. Please correct me if I am wrong, but I feel like that's what his name is. He's in here. He's a guy, he just cracks jokes the entire movie, and it just ruins any sort of tension that's in any moment that he is in. Same thing, too, there's this, like, ongoing joke throughout the entirety of the movie. They're talking about this one gal, and they just keep saying, oh, the gal with the glasses. And it's literally a running gag for like 45 minutes in this movie. And it's so dumb. I hate it. So I'd say as of now, just for now, maybe upon a rewatch it'll get better. But I've got to stick Prince of Darkness into the C tier. It has potential to move up. Like I said, it's also really creepy. And it does have a lot of great strengths to it. But even too, I guess I would also say these are probably the most like forgettable Carpenter characters I've seen besides the couple of people I have named in this movie, but does have potential to get higher up on my list. And now for the final 80s movie in John Carpenter's filmography, we have They Live. And this is one I'm going to put into the B tier. Now, growing up, I enjoyed watching professional wrestling, so I was familiar with Roddy Piper growing up. So I knew about him. Didn't know till probably like 4 or 5 years ago that he was in a movie that was directed by John Carpenter. So it's always been a movie I've wanted to see, but it's always eluded me. And now that I've finally been able to watch it, it's a pretty damn good little sci-fi thriller. My favorite thing about this movie is every time Nada puts on the sunglasses and everything turns black and white, because it literally looks like a 1950s sci-fi movie. And I just love that aesthetic. It's so damn cool. The look of the aliens is really cool as well. I really also enjoy Keith David in here. I love his dynamic with Piper. And I know a lot of people give a lot of credit to what's called the greatest fight scene in cinema history. Obviously, it's an ongoing joke, but I enjoy it up until Piper gets knocked down and David tells him to stay down and starts walking off. After that, I just think it's just drawn out a little too long for me. But really, my biggest criticisms in here is I don't really think that I'm pretty sure it's Meg Foster is her name. Her character comes out of nowhere. She has like not an ounce of emotion. She just, I don't know. To me, she sucks. She has about the same type of enthusiasm as like a dried up piece of turd. And that's just being nice saying that. And also too, I kind of wish they would have like explained things a little more. Like, why are these beings here? Why are they doing what they're doing? Like, it just makes no sense to me personally. But I also absolutely love the ending. Like, the ending was absolutely hilarious after Nada blows up the satellite, and then it just goes to this guy with this naked gal on top, and she looks down, and everybody can see what these aliens look like now. And he just looks up. He's like, "What's the matter, baby?" And she freaks out. It's so damn funny, man. But yeah, this is one. Even to like just the message that this movie gives, like, it's still like very apparent that you could use it today in like today's society with the things going on within politics and all that, which I'm not going to get into because that's not my thing. That's not my forte. But if you definitely want a Carpenter movie that has something to say, They Live is hands down going to be the movie you want to pick. All right, now we have reached 90s Carpenter. Obviously, we all know his little track record in the 90s that do so well. And kicking things off here with Memoirs of an Invisible Man. Now, I feel like I liked this movie more than a lot of people did. But I didn't like it enough to give it an overly positive score, so I have to put this one into the C tier as well. If the name John Carpenter was not put in the directed by area, I won't lie, I would literally give this movie a 3.5 star. That is how much I actually enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the characters in this as well. But this just screams nothing John Carpenter. He's literally just behind the camera. Like I said, it's the same thing as I said with Elvis. Like, if you're going to have a director like John Carpenter do your movie, you got to let him do his thing. I know there was a lot of like backstage problems with him and Chevy Chase, and kind of like he said at least 3 or 4 times after making a movie that he wanted to quit the business after working with said person. I really think Memoirs of an Invisible Man could have been a better movie had maybe Carpenter got to do the score, got to do some of his signature camera work. But literally, it's like he was just behind the camera, just didn't care at all. The invisibility effects, constantly always got to give these praise, man, because like ever since I watched the 1933 Invisible Man movie, like I, it's hard for me not to be impressed. Like the Invisible Man from like 2020, it's more CGI, but at the same time, it does work pretty well. But I'm always a sucker for invisible stuff. Also, absolutely love and hate Sam Neill in this movie, but my God, this guy is an asshole in this movie. But he does it pretty damn good. Again, just to me, this is not a John Carpenter movie. Like, this screams nothing John Carpenter. Legitimately, man, if I didn't even enjoy that, this probably would be my least favorite John Carpenter movie I've watched. Oh, wow, I went way up here. Sorry. Would have to put it in S tier for sunglasses, make you see the truth. Yes. Did it remind you of The Man Who Wasn't There from 1983, starring Steve Guttenberg? I have not seen that one. If that's another Invisible Man movie, I'll make my way to it eventually. All right, we are back to another TV movie, his Showtime movie called Body Bags. And I have to say this, I'm so pissed at myself that I did not put this as part of the watch series, because I had one hell of a time watching Body Bags, so it is easily an A tier. This is a collaboration between John Carpenter and Tobe Hooper. It's a 3-part anthology story where each story is different. So the first one is a gas station. You have one of the Carradine brothers in here. He's the villain in here, stalking this girl at the middle of the night. You get some pretty cool cameos from people like Wes Craven and Sam Raimi in here as well. It's just a nice little like horror thriller. It's like maybe 20, 30 minutes long at that. The middle section with Stacy Keach, it's called Hair. That one's probably the least entertaining for me, also directed by John Carpenter as well. It's kind of just a fun little, like, comedic little horror, but it's not really horror at all. It's just this aging man who wants to have long hair, so all the girls will come after him. It's okay. And even though this is a John Carpenter ranking, the third one is called, I think it's just called I or The Eye. That's one directed by Tobe Hooper. My God. It has Luke Skywalker in there, and he starts turning into a psychopath, his descent into madness. Oh, my, it's just, chef's kiss. So damn good. It's just the problem, once again, it's another made-for-TV type of movie. And I don't know. There's not much I didn't like. It's just sometimes, like, the hair section's probably the one that holds it back at least a full star for me. And John Carpenter actually plays a character in here. He's like the crypt keeper. I can't remember what he's called. I think he's called, I don't know why. I want to say mortuary, but I don't think that's right. But he plays a dead guy who's like getting ready. It's basically like a creep show, like the crypt keeper. That's basically who he's playing in this movie, but it was pretty damn good. It was a lot of fun. I definitely, like I said, I am so pissed at myself that I didn't put this in the Carpenter Watch series, because I enjoyed the hell out of it so much. I just wanted to do the theatrically released movies. So, singer Sheena Easton made her film debut in Body Bags. That is correct. All right, 1994's In the Mouth of Madness, or the final chapter of the Apocalypse trilogy. And this is another one that's got to go up into the A tier. Really enjoyed this one. Didn't know what I was getting myself into when it came to watching this movie, but Sam Neill puts on an awesome performance. I don't know what it is about Carpenter, but he knows how to make movies where a person slowly descends into madness, and it works. It works so well. This is another prime example. Like Sam Neill just goes from like the skeptic to just full on like completely losing it, sitting in a theater watching In the Mouth of Madness, popping, eating his popcorn and laughing hysterically. Like you got some great visuals in here. Some digital effects don't really look all that great, but just this story of them going and trying to find this guy, this Sutter Kane. Everybody's so obsessed with watching him and reading his books. And I just, my, oh, geez, wow, sorry. Probably one of my other big positives is the actual like location of this small town that they are in. I really enjoy that, watching them go through here and basically going through the book that is unofficially being written by Sutter Kane throughout this movie. But my two biggest gripes, I don't like some of the CGI work in this movie. It's not great. And there's a gal who tags along for a good long while in this movie with Sam Neill. I didn't think she was anything to write home about. I didn't think she was fantastic by any means, but definitely, I guess, as a final movie in a trilogy, it's good. Okay, we are here at I believe this is a remake. Yeah, the only remake that, well, I guess besides The Thing, but we have Village of the Damned. You have the esteemed honor of going into the D tier. Yeah, I didn't really enjoy this one at all. Like, this is another movie that doesn't really scream Carpenter. Like, the score in it is okay at best. Like, literally, like, at best. This is, and again, I know I'm going to get a lot of crap for this one, but this is the first and only Christopher Reeves movie I have ever watched. So I did think his performance was well done. I didn't think he was anything to write home about personally. I am so incredibly disappointed when I heard Mark Hamill was going to be in this, and he plays like such a little part. The kids were atrocious. I thought they were absolutely terrible actors / actresses. Normally I try to give the benefit of the doubt for it being a child actor, but this time I just couldn't. It was a terrible performance. I'm sorry. The only things I really liked, I liked the opening. It was pretty intriguing, and as well as just all the visuals, like in the title credits of like all these little like still shots of wherever they were filming at. Beautiful. But like this random like cloud comes through, everybody passes out. All of a sudden, like some women are pregnant, so it's kind of an interesting little thing. And I did like the small town. Like I'm somebody that I love like isolation in horror movies. So whether it's a town or a house or a hotel, or I guess in the likes of Prince of Darkness, you got an abandoned church. So I like that kind of stuff. But otherwise, yeah, this was nothing to write home about. This was easily the most dull, the most boring Carpenter movie I watched in my entire watch series. And I will say more than likely, I probably will watch again. Maybe if I had the right people with, maybe you can sit down and enjoy it. But yeah, Village of the Damned, not for me. Is Children of the Corn more interesting? Not really. I might slightly watch this, or I might watch Children of the Corn slightly over Village of the Damned just because Sarah Connor is in that movie. All right, Escape from L.A. Basically, in a sense, just basically a modern day retelling or remake of Escape from New York. But I'm going to put this one here in the C tier. It was fun enough. Like, I think watching it with my buddy Brett from Good Real Hunting, I think really helped. He made the movie a little more enjoyable for me to watch. I did like Kurt Russell coming back to play Snake Plissken, just like how I liked how him, Deborah Hill, and John Carpenter all came back to make this movie. Still gonna say it though, John. I don't know what kind of drugs you're on. Definitely send some my way because this is definitely not better than Escape from New York. I am sorry. Just know the CGI is pretty bad. That surfing scene is so ungodly terrible looking. And same thing too with this like basketball scene. Like you're telling me you're trying to build tension with that? No, I'm sorry. Tension was not built at all in that scene. Just like too, it's weird to me personally. Like there's a scene where he's gonna crawl down this manhole. He tries to shoot these two people, but you come to find out that they're holograms. But yet somehow a hologram can shut the lid of this like metal door on him. Whatever. And just bringing back that iconic score like was really good. So this one probably overall the biggest. I'd say one of the biggest mixed bags, but it's a fun enough movie. Once again, if you have the right people with, you can probably just sit down and have some dumb fun with this movie. Now we are at what a lot of people claim to be the last good John Carpenter movie, that being Vampires. And I'm in that group. This is easily the best 90s movie that John Carpenter has ever made. I was so damn impressed with this. Like, I'm somebody, my favorite vampire movie of all time is From Dusk Till Dawn. I love the hell out of that movie. It is so damn good. But Vampires come so close to like touching From Dusk Till Dawn. It has some similarities to it, you know, this like Western feel to it. You got this cool guy played by James Woods taking out vampires and stuff. Like, James Woods was awesome. I don't think I've seen him in anything like physically. I think this is the first physical performance I have ever seen James Woods do. I've only seen him in Family Guy as well as Hercules, so that's my extent in my knowledge of James Woods. But the vampire action here was awesome. I really liked our main lead vampire. I kind of wish he was a bit more of a threat, though. Like, I don't feel like he's really present enough to be this like overwhelming threat, in my personal opinion. I think it's weird how the one Baldwin brother who's in this goes from like not wanting this prostitute to come with, and he goes from beating the hell out of her till the end of the movie falling in love with her. Again, no, that way too fast in my personal opinion. You got another really good score in here by John Carpenter. Even too, I love like the aesthetic of this movie. Like, again, feels very like Western feeling. And just again, that's basically all I can say. This is probably one of the most action-packed Carpenter movies that I have watched, and I absolutely love the hell out of it. It's just that like quick falling in love thing, and our main lead vampire, I feel like could have been a lot more of a threat. Now we have Ghosts of Mars, and you know, I will be real, this is the film I was like the most scared to go into because I thought this was going to be complete and utter trash, because I always see this movie at the bottom of most people's lists. But I'm gonna be honest, I had some dumb fun with this. I thought this was a decent little action horror movie with terrible actors, like absolutely terrible actors. You know, you have Ice Cube in here. He just does like his Ice Cube thing. I don't think his acting is very well done. You have Natasha Henstridge in here, and I think she is atrocious. I don't think she's a very good actress, especially I don't know what else she's been in, but this no does not work for me at all. You have some dumb CGI. You have some pretty damn good practical effects with like people being beheaded and like heads being put onto staffs and shit like that. I don't know. This is probably like my biggest mixed bag, the one I had the most fun out of like the bad Carpenter movies to watch. But I don't know. It's one I can watch again. Probably out of probably not out of all of these, but I would definitely watch this over like Escape from LA and definitely over Memoirs of an Invisible Man. All right, guys, we are here in the final three. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys go down below in my comment section and tell me what your guys' ranking is of all of these Carpenter movies. Whether you want to say they're S tier, you want to give me your actual ranking of the movies, you can. We are now here in the 2000s era of John Carpenter. And we are here to kick things off with Cigarette Burns. And I actually liked this one. I actually thought this was pretty good. Like, this seemed very familiar to In the Mouth of Madness to me. Just didn't really land as well. Like, you have Norman Reedus in here, and he's basically like a hired hand. So he's looking for this long lost movie that's like been destroyed or whatever. And this filmmaker really wants it. So he goes out to find it. You come to find out some deep, dark secrets about the movie. And like, basically, in a weird way, if you guys haven't seen the movie Antrim, like basically you like watch the movie, you end up dying afterwards. It's kind of like watching like the Ring tape in a weird way, except it's not 7 days. It's like right then and there. You have some pretty awkward and weird visuals in here with this like super skinny guy who had wings, but his wings got ripped off by the filmmaker. I don't know. That part's all like really weird to me. And, you know, for Norman Reedus, a guy who has gone on to play one of the brothers in Boondock Saints, as well as going on to play Daryl Dixon in The Walking Dead, this is the worst acting I have seen from him. Like, it literally seemed like he just did not care to be there at all. Also, too, man, the movie is just like, I don't know. It's awkward. It's weird. It just doesn't work for me overall as a movie, but definitely has a really damn good premise, and I think it's at least worth a watch, but it's definitely going to be a Carpenter movie you guys aren't going to put very high up. We got Zappy Live. What's going on, man? Loved Vampires. Was actually pretty surprised how much I enjoyed it. Previews looked pretty cheesy, but it was actually very good, and James Woods made it great. And I also saw this one here, too. Definitely is better than The Vampire Hunter than John Bon Jovi. I definitely want to check that one out. Weirdly enough, directed by Tommy Lee Wallace, the guy who did Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, and Stephen King's It from 1990, the miniseries. Pretty interested. And now we have his other masters of horror, that being Pro-Life. And yeah, this is going right down here to D2. Not one I want to touch on too much because it's just a stupid-ass movie. Never going to watch this one again. I don't know, this gal wants to go and get an abortion, but she apparently has to keep it in because it's like the devil or something. I really don't know. This was dumb. Terrible CGI, terrible acting, stupid premise of a movie. Just that's literally all I can say. Like this movie was it was stupid. Absolutely stupid. Hated it all. And now we have the final, as of right now, the final John Carpenter movie. That being 2010's The Ward. And I actually thought this movie was pretty solid. It's a very standard, paint by the books, haunted asylum horror movie. You have Amber Heard in here. You also have Danielle Panabaker in here as well. They're playing these girls who are just locked up in this asylum. They don't ever really tell what the other girls did to actually like get into the asylum. It does have some pretty creepy moments. I do feel like there are some of like old school Carpenter with his camera tricks and the way he frames our main villain in this movie. And I'll be completely honest, I was actually pretty surprised by the twist. I actually thought the twist was actually pretty well done. Not fantastic. I mean, it's not like the likes of like, what's a good one? What's a good one I could say? Jeez. Like The Sixth Sense or The Sixth Sense, I guess, is the only one I can think of at the top of my head, but I think it's solid. Even with the history Amber Heard has with everybody in, the world of movie making now, I don't think she's that bad in here. I actually think she's pretty entertaining. She actually puts on a good performance. But it's not her strongest performance. I mean, I've only seen her in this and Aquaman. That's about it. But yeah, I don't think it's a great movie for Carpenter to go out on. I mean, the Carpenter, I can't remember if Carpenter scored this movie or not. It's been a while since we watched it, but definitely, I don't think it's the strongest movie for Carpenter to go out on. I think if you gave Carpenter $5 to $10 million and just made a low budget, really creepy, really good, just old school horror movie that people can just go back and rewatch and just enjoy and have Carpenters do something cool like he did back in the day with things like The Fog or with Prince of Darkness or Halloween, or even go and do something kind of like Vampires again, like anything like that. Basically anything from the A to S tier. Give Carpenter a low budget, let him go and do whatever he wants. I know were some rumors, or I don't know if it's still a thing, but he has apparently made a lot of, references that he wants to do a Dead Space movie. I don't know how I feel about that. If he can do what he does in this little movie of The Thing up here, then cool. Absolutely. Give him the money. Let him do it. But I think with Carpenter, I think he just needs to go back to his roots, go back to just doing some classic old school, low budget horror. And I think we can still get one more awesome, amazing movie out of John Carpenter. I mean, the guy is in his 70s now. He just got his star on the Walk of Fame here a couple of weeks back at the time of doing this tier ranking. But I feel like Carpenter has one more really great movie in him, whether it's horror or whether he wants to do another action movie, or hell, even if he wants to come back and do a third chapter of a Snake Plissken like trilogy. Give him the money he wants, or give him a low budget and just let him do his thing. And I feel like if you do that, we're going to get one more awesome movie from John Carpenter at some point in life. But yeah, guys, this is the tier ranking. So obviously, S is Halloween and The Thing. A tier, The Fog, Escape from New York, Christine, Big Trouble Little China, Body Bags, In the Mouth of Madness, and Vampires. The B tier, Assault on Precinct 13, Someone's Watching Me, They Live, and Cigarette Burns. C tier, Dark Star, Elvis, Starman, Prince of Darkness, Memoirs of an Invisible Man, Escape from L.A., Ghosts of Mars, and The Ward. And D tier, the two worst Carpenter movies, in my personal opinion, Village of the Damned and Pro-Life. So Once again, make sure you guys go down below the comment section. Let me know your guys' thoughts on my tier ranking. You guys agree, disagree? Also, let me know your guys' ranking of these John Carpenter movies. Even too, if you would like, just give me your top 3 favorite John Carpenter movies of all time. We are all going to disagree. We all have different tastes in movies. This is obviously my taste when it comes to John Carpenter. But yeah, man, had a lot of fun coming back here for a tier ranking Tuesday. Hope to come back here soon for another one. But I suppose, with that being said, you guys, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you in the next one.